Hello everybody, my name is Bob Collins. I'm the owner of FWR Tyres over in London. We've been established for around 20 years now, doing tyres. We're one of London's original tyre shops, you could say. We've put some videos together, little short videos, just to give you an insight into the shop and into my racing background. Hopefully they're not too boring. Just really want to give you a bit more of an insight because it's more than just tyres that we do. FWR was started by two guys back in 1998. They were both bike fanatics, a guy called David Black and another guy called Andy Morris. I started part-time at FWR around 2002 and pretty much just working like the Ali Pali bike show. Some of you may remember that. The days before internet, you would go down to Ali Pali. We used to have half-naked girls on the stand. We got in quite a lot of trouble for them. Back in the day when, you know, things weren't quite, you could get away with things like that. Unfortunately for Andy, he passed away in 2000. And then Dave Black sadly had a motorbike crash in 2010 and he passed away too. But yeah, it started off 98 and they started in Balham in a place called Weir Road. It was a real funny, I remember the first day I went there, I actually went there to buy some tyres. And you had to go through like an office block. So it's really weird. So you ride through this corridor and there's women on like big old-fashioned computers typing away, and you kind of wave as you drive down the corridor. And then it's just a massive warehouse. Dave back then was big into tyres. He would import containers, 1,000 at a time, stack them high, sell them low, you know, that kind of thing. Dave moved FWR from there to a location on Kennington Road, which is the current location. That used to be a National Tyres. I do believe he was supposed to move to Brands Hatch to take over Stan Stevens' plot, but that fell through at the last minute. So he moved over there around 2002, and I started full-time working for him in 2004. Became the manager in 2006. The manager in 2006, old lady Barbara, she was a very, very strange lady from Bolton. And she would laugh, and she used to smoke red Marlboros in the office all day. Like, it stank. I don't know how, I mean, back then it was okay to smoke, but honestly, just the weirdest thing thinking about it now, like a big glass ashtray with just fags everywhere. It's just horrible. Basically, me and her had a row. She left. Dave Black panicked. He lived in Spain at the time. He needed someone to fulfill what she was doing. He advertised for managers. That didn't really work out, and then he just decided to give me the job, give me the opportunity. He paid me quite a bit more money. We struck a bit of a deal whereby he would cover my tyre bill for the 2006 British Superstock Cup Championship. At the time, I don't think he realised it was about 10 grand for the tyres, and I did all right that year because not only did he cover all that, I won quite a bit. I think I won, I don't actually know, but I won like, I think I had 13 podiums out of 16 rounds, and I won the championship, had quite a few wins. Every time you win, you get 2 pairs of tyres. So I was the tyre guy back then even. And so yeah, moved on from there. Sadly, Dave passed away 2010, as I mentioned before. I ran it with another chap for his widow, and we struck a deal 2012 to have like an internal buyout. And she moved on, and I took over as director and owner, and it's coming up to 10 years now. Back in the Barbara days with the cigarettes, things have changed a lot. We've had to sharpen ourselves up a little bit. Back then it was all about being London's cheapest tyres. I think our slogan back then was Britain's cheapest tyres, and we used to do mail order over the phone. It was all over the phone. We'd do mail order and literally ride in, ride out. So it was purely tyres, brake pads, chain and sprockets. There wasn't a massive amount more. We had a mechanic who's still with us who did service work and bits and pieces, but it wasn't really shouted about. Dave specialised in like volume. So, you know, it's just a lot of couriers, a lot of London commuters. It was a very busy time. Things have moved on a lot since then and changed a lot and evolved a lot. I was just reminded of something just the other day, which I'm going to tell you because it's just, thinking about it is a little bit wrong. We used to sell these calendars, and we had these pervy calendars, but they weren't like your average like side boob or nipple. They were full on, like guts out, everything on show, pervy calendars, and we only got rid of them about 8 or 9 years ago. But like, just the thought of it now, you know, that and the cigarettes, that's just the two things I can think of that have changed a lot. We've tidied the workshop up a lot. Our mechanics are more experienced, they're more knowledgeable, they're more qualified. We've got better tooling, we've got the Texas system. We paid like $5,000 for all the data cables and the most up-to-date laptops that can run with all the current models of sports bikes, road bikes, any kind of bike really. And so we've evolved a lot in that. We're doing a lot more service work now. Part of this video, the first video, is to kind of explain to everyone what we do, because we're not just puncture repairs and tyres. We do full-on service work, we do valve clearance checks, we do fork seals, we build race bikes. We built 4 race bikes in January this year. So we do a lot of that, and I don't think people realise quite what we do. Even though we advertise it, we've got it on our boards outside. All the time I'm hearing like, oh, I didn't realise you did service work. So in answer to your question, yeah, we've changed a lot, I think.